underrated movies. I am your guy. I am your man, Mr. Alton Henry, and today I would like to talk to you of another film that I think it's severely underrated because really nobody saw it, and which including me, which I just actually watched moments ago because it's now available on HBO Max, which I recommend that you subscribe to HBO Max. There's some pretty good movies on there. And I have to give a shout out for Chris Stuckman and anybody else who actually saw this film. Today I'm going to be talking about The Last Duel, starring Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Adam Driver, and I'm going to do this from my phone here. Jodie Comer. And it's about a rape accusation that occurs, and two men will fight to the death. Jodie's character supposedly claims that she got raped by Adam Driver's character, and she's married to Matt Damon, and there is a fight to the death kind of like scenario. A film opening during the wokeness environment. And the film bombed. It did not really do well. So supposedly, I guess the blame was lack of advertising. I don't know what to say to that. I think the reason this is to me, because I thought the film was advertised very well. To me, because I saw ads, I saw TV spots for it. And I just think, just based on what the trailer sold you, what it was released in a time where, I guess during the whole wokeness thing, and the Me Too thing. So this is a Me Too medieval film, and it actually happened. That's the best way I could describe it, and directed by Ridley Scott. And this is a good film. It's a really good film. There is rape scenes in here that I won't really get into detail. I don't like watching rape scenes, to be honest with you. I'm just glad it wasn't extensive as the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which I will review that. But aside that, I did have to look away for that part, because I just don't like seeing that on screen. But aside all that, this movie is really good. It's really, it's a film where it plays linear, but it tells the story 3 different times from 3 different characters. Basically, you're seeing their perspective. So this is like a mystery medieval film. First, you see it from Matt Damon's perspective. Then you see it from Adam Driver's perspective. Then you see it from the victim, from the Judy's perspective. Matt Damon's character's name is what? Jodie Comer. Goddamn Wi-Fi. I'll just put their names right there, and I'm just calling by the actor's name. And I think this is the first film I've seen. The actress Jodie. She was really good in here. What I liked in the film, I like how intense and violent it was. It reminded me a lot like Gladiator. And I honestly, I don't know. I think I might like this better than Gladiator, to be honest. I think I might like this better than Gladiator. There were just certain parts in Gladiator I wasn't invested in. That's just me, though. But with Judy's character, I like how towards her story, they didn't really make her into this victim. Starting off, it kind of did, but when you kind of saw her perspective, which her perspective is the 3rd film, you see her really shining in here. You really see her that she's wanting to change, basically standing up for herself. And I guess women during that time did not have the ability to do that. And her life was on the line to do so. So when the whole accusation pops up, Matt Damon challenges Adam Driver to a duel to the death. And if he loses, not only that he might die, but also the wife will die, and yeah, she will die. But if he wins the fight, then it's all forgiven. And I liked in the film that when you focus on these characters' perspectives in the story, you focus only on their perspective through how Adam Driver and Matt Damon were friends, and then see their friendship deteriorate after some disagreements involving the Ben Affleck's character, I think he's like a king or something. And when the accusation happens, you see their friendship deteriorate into nothingness, and they just become sworn enemies. And I love that. I love where in each chapter, it's broken into 3 chapters. You only focus on their perspective. So it's all in a matter of perspective. Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? What's basically what was the actual truth of what happened. Sometimes the truth doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. The truth is the truth, but you're still going to suffer for it. I like that the film really had a awareness for people suffering in silence, but wanting to do something about it and putting their life on the line to stand up what they believe in. Jodie Comer, you could see her performance. She is terrified of what she's about to do, but she just cannot let tragedy that happened to her to let it not be addressed. And I like that she really enforced that power within herself to really risk it all, but she's also questioning Matt Damon's his goal, because she's trying to figure out whether or not, are you doing this because you really love me and you respect that I just told you what was happening, or do you respect more of your pride in your own situation? Because those are 2 different things. And you kind of, the more you kind of see that interaction, you do kind of question. To me, I was actually questioning certain character motives and what their actual intentions were, especially after the story repeats itself multiple viewings. You kind of try to figure out, okay, your motivation is a little bit different. Your motivation is not actually this. Your motivation, each character has actually a true motivation to do the things that they're doing, to prove why, to kind of prove themselves, why they, well, characters have their own motivation. It reveals more as the film goes along, each character's true motivation of doing the things they do, which you kind of like have doubts on which character to root for. And trust me, when the truth is really revealed, you kind of know which side to take on and everything. There are a little bit like subtle actions. I want to say subtle. There's a little bit of action scenes here or there, but but the film is more invested in the story. But when it builds up to that duel between Adam Driver and Matt Damon, it is intense as hell and violent. Oh my God, it's one of the best medieval fight scenes I have seen, and I was invested in. And I'm serious. It is one of the best medieval, and I don't really care much for medieval movies like that, but for this one, I was really invested in that sequence. I mean, I was invested in the whole movie overall, and it's a good thing. I like this story choice that Ridley Scott chose for this film, because it was never boring. It never felt boring, because you were always figuring out and intrigued of learning these characters' perspective, the motivation, what's true, what's not true. And then when the third act comes along where it actually shows you the truth, I actually love that Ridley Scott took a risk, do something different with this kind of material or this kind of story, and done something kind of different. And I like that. I like that he took a risk in trying to do something different with this film. I actually never, well, it's not the first time I guess you would. I don't know if I should spoil too much of anything about this film because it's now available on HBO Max. Because when somebody keeps, I would say, denying or, trying to hide the truth, or maybe they are telling the truth. Because it's kind of like each character has a certain motive, but it's not directly, it's not feed to you. So you kind of have to really pay attention through what they say and what they actually want, and also through their facial expressions. Because when a character tells you something that could be the truth, it may not actually be the truth, and I was left wondering, did it really happen? But I think it did, and I think it was actually really cool to really put that in this film, because it still kind of leaves you wondering about these characters' true motivations. I don't like that nothing was really kind of given to you on what was actually on their mind, but this film was really good. It actually might be one of my favorite Ridley Scott films now. Yeah, I actually really enjoy this film. It's a crime. I actually regret not seeing it in theaters now. And I wish I took the chance to see it on the big screen. But this film was really good. If you have HBO Max, please check it out. Let me know in the comment section below and let me know what you thought about it. It was a really great film. Now, yeah, I mean, I think the film just came out at a bad time. I'm not sure if I believe the film just didn't get enough attention with advertisements or anything. I don't know if I believe that. I just think people saw people saw the trailer of the film and it just turned them off, and they just didn't see it. They just didn't see it. And please check this out, because I heard there's been some sort of debate of, oh man, there's too many superhero movies or whatnot or whatever. This is a film that tries to take a risk, and when it gets released, and if it doesn't do well, studios aren't going to allow those certain movies to be made anymore. But if they do, it's going to be made through a smaller system, and nobody really sees it. So if you want bolder movies, if you want bolder, more original films, you kind of have to seek it out and support it. If you don't support it, we're not going to get it. But here, maybe I should do a video about what's really the goal of this YouTube channel, to kind of get you, to kind of just tell you what my goal is on this YouTube channel. But I really enjoy this movie. You should check it out. Let me know in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and what is your favorite underrated film? Don't get me wrong, I do recommend this. I highly recommend this film. I think it is one of Ridley Scott's best movies, and I actually like this film. Was a little bit controversial, but still, I just think this film came out of just bad timing. It felt like this movie should have came out like a decade ago, or 10 to 20 years ago. Or, it just felt like it came from that era. And I'm glad that Ridley Scott's still taking risks and bringing some of those movies back, but it does have tropes here that does relate to the current day now. It's like, but I do recommend this film. Please go watch it on HBO Max. Please, I do recommend it.